If you have 25% of all of your orders on a recurring basis, that skyrockets the value of your company because it guarantees future income.
Yeah,
right?
For sure. Yeah, so this is a question that I got on Instagram. I saw your video on LinkedIn about customer subscription issues on your website and found it insightful. Can you make a video on how you deal with return to sender situation, meaning orders? So I'm assuming he's referring to Canadian Protein. How do we deal with when we have the wrong product or something's wrong, a damaged product or whatever? How do we deal with the return to sender on Canadian Protein? I mean, I know, but you're going to know the details.
And it's kind of going through a transition because how it was dealt with and how it should be dealt with in a smaller company is different from a larger company, right? There's a reason why Amazon doesn't even lift a finger, and if you say like, oh, I'm missing this product, they'll send you another one without even questioning it. Right now, if you start taking advantage of it, they'll investigate into it. But there's a reason why they just send you another one, because doing that is going to be much faster and have much higher customer retention long term than trying to have a lot of pushback. When you're smaller, you can't just give away a bunch of free shit. Right. So what we do currently is that, okay, if there's an actual damaged product, if something's missing, like we do go through an actual investigation, right? We have our customer service reps. They look into, okay, can you send pictures of the products? Can you send a picture of the packing slip? Because our warehouse will check mark everything that was put in the box. And so if they check mark something, we also have them sign off on it. So we can actually go to the person in the warehouse who might have made a mistake and forgot to put something in or whatever, right? There's an investigation process. And if it's legit, then we will send another product and everything. But right now, that's the way that we're doing things. More and more, we're transitioning to reducing the time spent per investigation, just because we're getting to the point where so long as returns as a percentage of overall revenue doesn't get too carried away, you're better off just being like keeping the customer happy. Like even just yesterday, for example, I was going through a whole bunch of customer service tickets, and I saw this one person that has spent like $5,000 with us over the years, like a ton of money. And we kind of had a bunch of going back and forth with them, and they were kind of getting upset and they were just like threatening to go elsewhere. They've placed like 20 something orders with us, spent like maybe more than that. It's not worth that. I'm like, I'm just gonna send them like the difference. It's like $70. I'm like, for $70 for us to keep a customer that spent $5,000 with us over the years, you're better off just keeping them, right? Now, if a customer has never placed an order with us before in the past and they're trying to get a bunch of free shit, like okay, that's a different story, right? But your key customers, you want to keep them coming back, right? And really give them a great customer experience. So I think like that's how I guess my recommendation from the operation side of things about what we do with returns. Now our return percentage as an overall with revenue has increased. A couple of years ago our return percentage was maybe 2.5%. Now we're sitting at about 3.5-4%.
Now is that returns not based on the app that allows you to edit your order?
That also includes that.
Okay,
right?
so our returns may actually have not increased.
Right.
So what we have to do is we have an app right now that
which is great, by the way. I recommend that app to everyone. It's a self-serving app.
It's a self-serving app where if somebody places an order, they want to change their address, they want to change the products that they have, they want to like edit their order whatsoever, the app cancels the original order, and then they are able to play. I believe the app takes the products from the canceled order and allows you to edit those products.
Yeah, puts it into a new cart essentially for you.
Puts it into a new cart, and then you can edit the cart from there, and then it places a new order for you, but it does it behind the scenes. So, but the problem with that is in our back end of the store, it's recording those cancellations as a return, which is inaccurate.
Right.
So we have to strip out that and then figure out, okay, well, what's the actual return rate? Ideally, moving forward, we should get to the point where if something really is wrong, it's almost like an automated thing. Where we get to the point where it's not even worth our time and effort to deal with certain things if something is damaged or whatever.
So I wrote down yesterday because I wanted to. We had a bunch of tickets over the over the holidays.
Yeah.
Where is it here? And I wrote down and I looked through like literally every single fucking ticket. There was like 200 tickets there or whatever. I looked through every single one. I tried looking up like trends and what people are requesting.
Yeah.
And the most common, where is it here? So there's 3 of the most common issues that we have. The first one, and the most common one, is with subscriptions.
Really?
Yeah.
What? Out of stock?
Surprisingly not. It's people want to just cancel their subscription, right?
Okay.
There's so many of the ones that are being like, oh, I didn't actually, I did this subscription by mistake.
That's not true.
Right.
Yeah.
I've already had 3 orders. I want to cancel now. Like this is super, super common.
Is there not? There is the option to manually for them to automatically cancel after
3, I think so.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I've never looked into it myself, but I'm pretty sure there is.
Yeah, we need a self-serving something there.
So that's the first one. The second most common one is for missing products and orders.
Really?
Yeah. And the third most common one, specifically in December, is price matching on sales.
Got it.
Yeah. Those are the 3 most common things. Now, there, you have your other one-off ones like, oh, I don't like the taste of this product, or I... whatever, that like more subjective ones, but those are the 3 most common ones that we're getting.
Interesting. What do you think we can do to solve those?
Well, that's the thing, is that the investigation into a missing product takes a long time.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You have to think that it takes our customer, because we have like for how much business we do, like we only have 2 customer service reps.
Yeah.
Right.
We do a good job of not you got to understand. Yes, we have all of these issues, but these issues spread over, tens of thousands of orders is actually like not expressed as a percentage basis is not that high.
Right.
Yeah.
Like you have to think you're getting probably at most you're getting 50 tickets a day.
Yeah.
And I don't even think that we're anywhere close to that.
Yeah.
And if you have to think if we're at, no, we're not even close to that in terms of number of tickets. Number of tickets, 50 a day? Yeah, I don't think so.
Really?
Yeah, because you have to.
It was a lot higher. We're stripping
so
that away.
You have to think of unique tickets.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So you might have 50 tickets a day, but that's because every single day for a week you're having a response back.
Yeah.
Right. But of new unique tickets, we're not at 50.
Okay.
And if we're averaging over like between anywhere from 500 to 1,000 orders on an average day, not even a busy day, on an average day, you're looking at a percentage overall of like maybe 5% of people just having some sort of request compared to orders. Right. That's not even all to say all of the tickets that from people that are like, hey, I'm lactose intolerant. Which products do you recommend? Or, hey, I'm doing a bodybuilding competition. Or, hey, I'm allergic to this, that, whatever. Like those kind of like generic questions.
Yeah.
Which those kind of more unique ones, I'll try to go in and rip off those ones very quickly because I'll know some of those nuances with the products a little bit better.
Yeah.
So those are the 3 most common issues. The subscription thing is something that it's doing really, really well for us, but I want to continue to give it a lot of attention because that just increases the value of the business so much.
Yeah.
If you have 25% of all of your orders on a recurring basis, that skyrockets the value of your company because it guarantees future income.
Yeah.
Right.
For sure. Yeah. So how? Okay. So.
Going back to the missing product one.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure that, well, first of all, the subscription thing, I'm pretty sure there is an option to allow a self-serving situation for ending subscriptions, number one. Number 2, for people that don't realize they're selecting a subscription option, it's not automatically selected, so you have to manually select it as a customer to subscribe, and then it also asks you to confirm your subscription.
Yeah.
So there's no way that you don't know.
So what our customer service department does right now is that they sometimes will cancel it for you, but they take back the discount that you got.
Yeah.
Right. If there's a way that we can automate that, because then there's manual calculations, there's going in, editing the price, whatever.
Now, I have tried this with Amazon. They don't allow you to cancel. Yeah. At least one time when I did it, they're like, no, like you subscribe to this, it is what it is.
Yeah. I'm saying if they have like substantial pushback, right now we just essentially just remove the discount and you're paying the full price.
Yeah. And they're okay with that?
Well, yeah, it's like...
Yeah.
They might try pushing back more, but I think...
Do people actually push back on that?
They try to, but like...
so crazy.
Sometimes I'm like, you guys are spending so much time to save like $4.
Yeah.
I mean...
But what's crazy is like, come on, like you're blatantly lying.
I know.
Like, we could see it even on the back end. We can see the clicks.
Yeah.
We can see where you actually clicked. Like... It doesn't make any sense. Like we can, I don't know. It's really odd. Okay. So with that, and then the missing products.
Yeah.
It might be a good situation where we come. I don't necessarily think that we should just simply award people with sending product as soon as they just simply email in and say, "Hey, I missed this."
Right.
I don't think that that's a good option, but I do think finding out a more efficient route to take for confirming, hey, it's missing or it's not missing or whatever, and then shortening up that lead time for solving the ticket or solving the scenario, right, for the customer. Or I don't even know what we could do in terms of recorded weight on the package from Canada Post, because they record. I don't even know if that's even possible, but okay, well, that's something to figure out. What was the other one?
Subscription system products and
match?
price matching. Yeah.
And we already kind of have something with that, right?
We have a standardized response, which is essentially what we're doing right now is just eliminating the gray zone. We have on all of our advertising, every single thing, the start date and the end date.
Yeah.
And if you're like, oh, I missed the date or whatever, it's just like, because before we were kind of like, okay, well, maybe the day before we'll price match or whatever.
Yeah.
But what we're finding is that just open up even more issues, because it's like, when do you go back till? Do you go back 2 days? Do you go back a week? Do you go back 2 weeks? Right? Like it's just too arbitrary.
And a lot of times what I want to explain to people too is we bring in specific product to allow for these types of sales. So you're not getting essentially the same product for the same price during those sales. We allocate certain things for sales. And certain products and certain raw materials. So it's
and
not
we have that in our standardized response.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, do we?
Yeah.
In the standardized response. Yeah. Perfect. Okay.
Yeah. We've SOP'd a lot of these common ones. We have an SOP to answer.
Yeah.
Where we just copy and paste it over and over.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of like if there's follow up questions, and we also have the chatbot too, which like answers all these questions too, but not everyone uses it, obviously.
Yeah.
That's another option.